You wake up before your alarm. Again. Your thoughts are already racing for answers, while your body, once agile, now dances a slower waltz. Millions of women feel the same strange rhythm in midlife, a silent conversation that most don't understand. But what if I told you that the secret to deciphering these signals isn't fighting time, but listening to it? There's a molecule your body already produces, often associated with athletes, but which turns out to be an unexpected ally for the mind and body during menopause. It's not a miracle cure, but a silent battery backup that can rebalance your energy when you need it most. What few people know is that this substance may be the key to transforming brain fog, restless nights, and unexpected bloating into a new form of well-being. How can this molecule help silence the signals your body has been whispering? And why, instead of seeking transformation, should we learn to cooperate with change? Morning light sneaks across the floor, and the reflection in the mirror feels unfamiliar. You notice subtle shifts. Skin a little drier, patience a little shorter, focus flickering like a candle near an open window. Jeans that fit last week now stage a silent protest. The story you've told yourself about discipline, effort, and control no longer matches how your body behaves. But this isn't decline, it's conversation. Hormones, sleep cycles, muscles, and memory are all negotiating a new balance. The invitation is to stop fighting for the old tempo and start listening for the new one. So start exactly where you are, sitting in this chair, standing in your kitchen, driving between errands. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 1, exhale through your mouth for 6. Drop your shoulders an inch. Let your jaw unhook and the tongue rest low. Feel your chest and belly moving in different rhythms, like 2 waves meeting without collision. This 1 minute tells your body that the storm has passed, at least for now. It's the cheapest and most immediate comfort you can give yourself: oxygen and permission. You can also begin noticing the habits that nudge you toward steadiness. Cooler bedrooms, softer lamps, slower chewing, extra water, all tiny signals that whisper safety to your system. They don't fix menopause, they make space for your body to adjust to it. Replace the pressure to bounce back with curiosity. What makes me feel grounded today? Some nights it might be stretching on the floor, others leaving the laundry unfolded and choosing peace instead. Rhythm replaces perfection when you let small comforts repeat often enough to feel familiar. Now meet a quiet ally you might not have considered: creatine. The word may sound like something that belongs in a gym bag, but it's actually a compound your body already makes. Think of it as a helper molecule that lets your muscles and brain recycle energy more efficiently. During midlife, as estrogen dips and energy production fluctuates, creatine can help steady that internal power supply. It's not a stimulant or a miracle, it's a quiet backup battery. If you ever decide to explore it, read the label, follow the directions, and check with your clinician, especially if you have kidney issues or take medication. Still, even without supplements, you can practice energy recycling in daily life. Pair a new habit with an existing one. Sip water each time you check your phone, stretch while the kettle warms, breathe slowly before opening emails. These small tethers between actions build a rhythm your nervous system understands. If you decide to try creatine, let it ride one of these rails: morning water, after breakfast moment, something ordinary. Over time, the consistency becomes the comfort. Your body loves patterns more than promises. Before we move forward, look around your space. What can you quiet right now? A blinking charger, a buzzing notification, a bright overhead bulb. Turn one of them off. Then add something gentle: a folded blanket, a softer lamp, a sip of water waiting beside you. Feel how the air changes when the noise lowers. You've just made room for rest without waiting for bedtime. That's how the next chapter begins, not by forcing transformation, but noticing peace. Tomorrow, we'll listen for 3 quiet signs your body's been whispering all along, and what to do the moment you hear them. Before we begin, take a slow breath and settle in. If something in these next moments feels familiar, share it in the comments. Your story might help someone else recognize their own. And if this message brings you calm, pass it forward. Tiny shares create bigger comfort. Now, let's listen to what your body has been trying to tell you. There's a point when your body begins sending messages in a quieter language. They're not dramatic or sudden. They sound like sighs inside your day. Many women describe them as small annoyances, foggy thoughts, restless nights, and an uneasy feeling in the gut. But underneath those details are simple signals asking for attention, not alarm. You don't need to decode them perfectly. You only need to pause long enough to hear what they mean. Let's meet each one slowly and respond with something you can do right now before the moment slips away. First sign, the fog that hides names and reasons. You walk into a room and forget why you came. A word floats just out of reach and the mind feels like a drawer that sticks. It's not failing, it's recalibrating. Hormonal shifts, stress, and sleep debt steal oxygen from focus. Here's your practice. Pick one small, clear task. Open one email, water one plant, fold one towel. Give it your full attention until completion, then stop. You're teaching your brain to finish short loops instead of chasing everything at once. If creatine is part of your day, take it near this moment. Consistency pairs beautifully with small wins. Both remind your system that order still exists. Second sign, sleep that acts like a stranger. You go to bed exhausted, yet wake between 2 and 3, eyes wide and heart racing. Nothing dangerous is happening. Your thermostat and cortisol are simply arguing. Don't fight the wakefulness, guide it. Keep a soft cloth with a hint of lavender on your nightstand, away from your face but close enough to scent the air. If you wake, don't reach for your phone. Instead, place one hand on your belly, one on your chest, and breathe 4 to 6 for 3 minutes. When the body feels cool and safe, sleep often returns on its own. If not, rest anyway. Resting counts. Third sign, the gentle swelling or bloat that arrives uninvited. By afternoon, the waistband complains, and you wonder if every meal turned into a secret balloon. It's not vanity, it's rhythm again. Digestion slows when hormones shift, and water lingers longer. Your move? After each meal, walk for 5 minutes. Hallway laps count. Warm water or gentle tea supports this rhythm better than perfection diets ever could. Notice how a short stroll clears not just the belly, but also the move. Think of it as circulation, not punishment. The smallest walk can unstick the day. Now, gather the 3 signs, fog, restless nights, quiet bloat, and notice how they overlap in one message. Your body is asking for steadiness. These are not warnings of decline, they're invitations to adjust the tempo. The solution is rarely one supplement or product. It's the layering of tiny friendly habits that calm the system. If creatine fits your plan, let it be one layer among many, a reliable note inside a fuller song. Keep your daily dose simple and keep your other routines softer around it. The music is made by the pattern, not the instrument. Let's make this even more personal. Pick one of the 3 signs you felt most today. Which one whispered the loudest? That's your project for tonight. Write it on a small card, focus, sleep, or ease, and under it, jot one sentence about what helped. Example, a short walk after lunch softened the afternoon. Place that card beside your water or toothbrush. You're building a living record of care. Over time, these notes become a kind of dialogue with yourself, evidence that progress can be quiet and still count. When you practice awareness this way, midlife becomes less about survival and more about partnership. You begin to sense patterns before they shout. You respond instead of react. And each time you listen to the smaller signal, you reduce the need for your body to raise its voice later. This is what calm management feels like. Not control, but cooperation. When you accept this rhythm, every small act of care becomes proof that you can trust yourself again. Before you go, take one long sip of water. Feel it settle like a promise under your ribs. Close your eyes for a breath. Tomorrow, we'll build a 7-day rhythm, something realistic for busy lives, with just enough structure to hold you steady. You don't have to plan ahead tonight. Simply rest knowing that calm has a plan waiting for you. You've listened to the signals, softened the edges of your days, and created small moments of ease. Now it's time to give that comfort a rhythm. 7 days that loop gently, not rigidly. This isn't a plan you have to follow perfectly. It's a structure to lean on when the week feels blurry. Each day has one anchor, something you can actually do in minutes without special tools or heroic effort. Let this rhythm hold you like a favorite sweater, warm, flexible, and forgiving. Day 1. Reset the room. Evening arrives and you're tempted to scroll, but tonight you prepare the stage for sleep instead. Lower the lights by half, close unused tabs, and silence the devices that hum in the background. Place a glass of water and your calm kit, eye mask, notebook, maybe your creatine jar if you use it, on the nightstand. Then breathe 4-6 for 1 minute. Imagine the body as a guest house, grateful for the quiet. Sleep often enters when the invitation looks this soft. Day 2. Move the hips. After breakfast or mid-afternoon, pause for a short practice that tells your joints they're still loved. Sit tall, cross one ankle over the opposite knee, hinge slightly forward for a breath, then switch sides. Stand up and take 20 slow steps down the hall or to the mailbox. Each stride pumps warmth through the pelvis, easing stiffness that comes with hormonal shifts. If you're taking creatine, know that movement helps it do its quiet work, fuel in action, not just theory. Day 3. Hydration front load. Many midlife bodies mistake thirst for fatigue. Before noon, drink most of the water you planned for the day. Add a squeeze of lemon or a sprig of mint if you want flavor. Every sip tells your cells they're safe. Hydration supports cognition and keeps bloat gentler by reminding digestion to move. Keep a clear glass near your mug to make it visual, a see-through promise to yourself. Boring hydration habits, repeated often, become secret stability. Day 4. 10 minutes of strength. No gym, no clock pressure. Pick 3 moves you can do safely: wall push-ups, kitchen counter squats, or slow suitcase carries with grocery bags. Set a timer for 10 minutes and treat it as a gift, not a challenge. The goal isn't perfection, it's signal sending. Muscles talk to hormones, mood, and metabolism. When you move, they reply, "She's still here and she's paying attention." If you take creatine, it simply helps refill that energy between reps, quiet chemistry meeting real life. Day 5. Declutter the mind. The body isn't the only space that fills up. Set a timer for 5 minutes and write down everything tugging at your brain: emails, errands, half-formed worries. Circle one thing you can complete in 10 minutes. Do only that, then stop. The act of finishing is nourishment. Clarity feeds confidence. When you see thoughts on paper, they lose their weight. This small ritual turns mental fog into focus, one list at a time. Day 6. Practice gentle nourishment. Instead of restricting or labeling foods, focus on pace and atmosphere. Light a candle, plate your meal, chew slowly enough to notice texture. Digestion begins in the mouth, not the stomach. If bloating has been loud lately, this is where it softens. 5 minutes of mindful eating can calm a day's worth of tension. Think of creatine as part of that nourishment, not a rule, just a reminder that fueling yourself is allowed to be simple. Day 7. Reflect and keep one. At week's end, open your notebook or phone notes and write one sentence about what felt kindest. Maybe it was the walk after lunch, the earlier light dim, or the hydration streak. Keep just that habit and let the others float for now. Comfort grows by repetition, not by ambition. You've built a rhythm that feels lived in, not forced. Let Sunday evening find you with softer shoulders and steadier breath, knowing that calm can be a routine instead of a miracle. You've built a small rhythm out of ordinary moments: water, breath, small movement, and quiet strength. None of it required a program or a promise. Each act was a note inside a larger melody that says, "I'm learning to cooperate with change." Now, as the week folds into evening, pause to notice what stayed with you. Maybe the glass of water found its permanent spot on your nightstand, or you caught yourself breathing slower before a difficult call. These small reflexes are not luck. They're proof that repetition has started to teach safety. If your body feels slightly more predictable, it's because attention is the most honest medicine. You didn't force yourself to fix anything. You simply observed with kindness. That attention reduces stress hormones, steadies blood flow, and softens the chatter that keeps sleep shallow. Every gentle ritual, from the 1-minute stretch to the warm mug pause, tells your system the crisis is over. The longer you keep these habits, the more they start working in the background like quiet software updates. This is how midlife becomes less about managing symptoms and more about living fully in the new tempo. Let's talk about balance for a moment. When you add something like creatine into this picture, it's easy to expect transformation. But remember, support is cumulative. Creatine doesn't erase fatigue or fix sleep. It offers energy stability that you can build upon. Think of it as a gentle amplifier, helpful when paired with movement, hydration, and rest, nearly invisible on its own. Keep it label safe, consistent, and low drama. Your body is already the main character. Creatine just hums quietly in the background, letting you turn your focus toward life, not logistics. You may have noticed a deeper kind of confidence showing up this week, the kind that doesn't need comparison. When you catch yourself thinking, "I should be further along," pause and smile. Healing isn't linear, it's rhythmic. You're allowed to repeat lessons, skip steps, or start over on a Wednesday afternoon. Progress in midlife feels more like a circle than a line. Every loop teaches patience, every setback invites softness, and every small success reminds you that the present version of you is already worthy of care. Try this evening reflection before the day ends. Sit with a cup of warm tea or water and name 3 sensations you can feel right now. Maybe the cool floor under your feet, the weight of fabric on your shoulders, the air moving in and out of your nose. Naming them anchors you in the present. If you'd like, jot them in your 3 Gentle Wins notebook from week 1. Over time, these lists become proof that peace isn't a mystery, it's a muscle built by attention. When life rushes again, which it will, return to one of your anchor practices. Take the slow sip, the 4-count breath, the 10-minute walk. Remember how the week unfolded when you let softness lead. Your nervous system doesn't forget kindness, it stores it as reference. When challenges arrive, that archive of calm will rise quietly to meet them. You've practiced self-rescue in small ways, and that skill is permanent. Before you close this chapter, let the lights dim just enough to notice the glow of stillness. Place one hand on your chest, one on your belly, and breathe together with me. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. Whisper to yourself, comfort, not cure. Feel the truth in that. You're not chasing youth, you're choosing presence. This is midlife's quiet reward, the chance to live slower, think clearer, and belong deeply to your own rhythm. In the next session, we'll explore how small strength practices support clarity, confidence and steady energy. But for now, rest inside this gentle pause you've created. Tonight, let the day end here.